Hey everybody, Low Carb Keith here, and I am back in my kitchen, and it is Mother's Day. So let me say to all of you mothers out there, happy Mother's Day. My wife is at work, so I'm home alone today. My kids are not here, so I decided that I would make a couple of dishes and videotape them for you. So the first thing I'm going to make today is pretty simple. Now, if you're on a low-carb diet like me, you really can't eat a lot of bread. And I love garlic bread, especially if I'm eating, spaghetti or some kind of Italian dish. Garlic bread's kind of out. But I discovered a recipe this week to make a garlic cheese toast. There's no toast because there's no bread, but I guess it's garlic cheese sticks. So that's what we're going to make, and it's pretty simple and pretty easy to make. I'm hoping it's going to turn out great. So let's get started. Let me show you what I'm going to use. I am going to use one egg. I've got an egg. Okay, I've got some garlic powder. I've got a half a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. I have a half a cup of shredded cheddar cheese, and I've got a full cup of shredded Parmesan cheese. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix the cheese together, all the cheeses. We're going to add a little bit of garlic powder, maybe a teaspoon, something like that. All right. And then we're going to put our egg in there. All right. Now what we do is we take it and we mix it all up. Mix it really good. Get all the cheese mixed up, the egg around coated. So that's what we're going to do. Make sure that the egg gets spread out throughout all the cheese mixture. I suppose you can do this with your hand. It might be a little easier, okay? But you just want to make sure that all the cheese is wet from the egg. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty well mixed up. All right, so next thing that we're going to do is we are going to take a piece of parchment paper, and we're going to put this right smack dab in the middle of the parchment paper, just like this. I want to make sure we get all of it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get another little scoop to make sure that I have all of it out. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to press it down, get it pressed down, and you want to turn it into sort of like you're doing a pizza crust. Okay? We're going to press it down really good and thin, and then I'm going to take another piece of parchment paper, put it on top, and roll it out. Fairly thin, as much as possible. Maybe to 1/4 of an inch or even less. This is similar to the way that I make my chicken crust pizza when I use chicken for it. All right. Yeah, it's going to end up being about a 12-inch circle or so. Get it pretty thin and compressed. All right. Now, let's take that top layer off, see what we've got. Oh yeah. So we can round up the edges just a little bit, get some of that loose cheese. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to bake this for 15 minutes at 350 degrees, which I've already preheated. So let's see if we can get this into the pan without breaking it. Hopefully we will. Yeah, 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. And this is going to crisp right up, hopefully. So let's put it in the oven, and we'll check back in about 15 minutes and give it a test. All right, so my cheese garlic sticks have been in the oven for 15 minutes, 350 degrees. Let's take them out and let's take a look. All right. Let me get that to where you can get a good look at it. All right, so what I decided I'm going to do is I'm going to take my spatula and I'm going to run it sort of underneath there to keep it from sticking, and just kind of run it all underneath the sides. You can tell there's a little grease from the cheese because cheese is a little greasy, but that's okay. It's pretty crisp. So let's try and see if we can cut a piece of it off and give it a taste. You say just take it, oh wow, look at that. Huh, pretty crispy. So we're going to cut another piece or two. I really think the longer that you wait until it kind of firms up again, the better off you'd be. Probably be more stable that way. But yeah, so you can see a little bit of the grease from the cheese, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Here's our garlic cheese bites that we've made. They're a little limp. They could have probably stayed in the oven another 5 minutes or so to firm them up, but it's a great snack, and it's low carb. It's the only thing that's in this, remember, is some cheese and an egg. So let's take a taste. That is really good. Has that touch of garlic that I put in there with the garlic powder. Instead of garlic bread, if you're on a low-carb diet and you have something, an Italian dish, and you wanted to serve something with it, this would be an excellent choice. And it was really easy to make. It's just cheese and an egg, a little bit of garlic powder, and once it cools off, it firms back up. Has a little bit of a crunch to it, especially around the edges. That is really good. But it's really, really good, and it's really simple. It's keto, it's low carb, and if you're looking for kind of a garlicky snack, this would be a great option for you. So thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another recipe. And in the meantime, I hope you get a chance to make this and enjoy it for yourself.